President George Q. Cannon's admonishments of single young men in their mid-20s is chosen almost as a warning stamp, which serves as a prelude for the film Hawaiian Punch. What's interesting about this film is that Nandan Rao is both the cinematographer and also the editor. He experiments and also blends certain genres. What we witness in this film is that the rhythm and sequence also feels both deliberate and random. Whether we sit through black screens and internalize the dialogues of our characters, or hear the hum of the oceans, and whether it be silent scenes or mingling, and also sun-saturated environments, his wandering lens is intrigued by the space as it is by the action within it. Nandan Rao provides an uncanny and even descriptive look at the two young Mormon men, Nick and Tor, in Hawaii. There are several themes in this film, but we will mainly focus on the spiritual limbo and also the faith crisis that affects both international saints and those experiencing a disconnect, a cultural mismatch. This is a state where belonging is structurally withheld because members fail to mirror the predominant Utah body faith. Now, in our first scene analysis, we are going to delve into the spiritual limbo and even suspended time of Nick in his living space. Now, this scene is interesting because it reveals Nick's internal discomfort. Although the living space is illuminated by the word light, it contrasts with his deepest emotions. He seems lost, depressed, and even burdened. The song in this scene is Alors on Dance by Stromae. This repetitive electronic beat fills his silence. The lyrics behind the songs about work, stress, and also juggling the expectations of daily life, which can also be very exhausting. Hence why the lyrics say we just dance and sing. Now, as the blank screen dissipates, we will see Nick, which is in the same space with Tor, preparing to go to church. Now, the scene progression seems intentional. We see Nick and Tor moving back and forth. They're preparing for church. This contrasts the previous scene where we see Nick is on the couch, seemingly depressed and isolated, and now they are keeping up with their spiritual duties. And this reveals to us that although they're putting on a uniform, this description here unveils to us that the suit and the tie no longer fits the soul. It's a misalignment of embodiment. It's also a quiet withdrawal of performance that has now turned into a routine for them. Now, further in the movie, we are going to explore the cultural gatekeeping that Nick and Tor experience and those around them. Now, in this scene, we witness Nick and Tor watching English Premier League soccer matches. Naturally, Europeans are passionate about football, otherwise known as soccer. This is an emerging sport in the United States, but not necessarily popular. It is evident in actually two scenes during the movie where we watch the two who are in tune with the matches with anyone but themselves present. This unveils a cultural mismatch for the two with the broader American sport. Now, in this following scene, we witness Tor and his buddy Mikhail sharing a Budweiser. This is a definite Jack Mormon moment. The two are Latter-day Saints who are raised in the faith, but has now questioned it. They are in a state of wondering and even figuring out this cultural mismatch that they now experience. In their dialogue, they talked about the Utah culture and also the culture back home. They have also concluded that there's no ideal culture. Now, as we approach towards the end of the film, this beckons the question, what is gained from this exclusion? Who did this build or hurt when increasing numbers of saints slip through institutional cracks and when a community prioritizes a Utah body template over individual lived experiences and circumstances? This creates a dangerous void for international members and saints alike in faith crisis. Because the dissonance and cultural gatekeeping is invisible, it is rarely challenged, leaving these men to negotiate their identity in silence between the scenes and in the grays. Now, in closing, was President George Q. Kennedy's statement prophetic? Would young men drift into moral danger and become menaces to society without purpose or direction? What happens when the structure remains but belonging begins to fracture? Is this stability or something more fragile?